another episode of the Quantum Human Summit series, expanding multidimensional awareness. And part of the journey as we expand multidimensional awareness is we become aware of the gifts and the skills that we can use to literally create magic in our life. My guest
Yeah.
today is Paul Temple, who is a
Greetings.
sound technician. Hi, Paul.
Hello,
He
hello.
beautiful person who does incredible sound baths, incredible sound temples. We're going to get a little
Hmm.
experience of that. As we talk about Practical Magic 101, this is an
Yeah.
introduction, and we are excited to share in this. Hi, Paul.
Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Really happy to be here. And yeah, you're in the jungles of Costa Rica and it's snowing here in Colorado.
Today
And
it's snowing.
it's snowing outside right now. It was 75 degrees yesterday, but today it's snowing. So,
The end
um,
of April, and it's snowing.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
you gotta love it. And the sun
yeah,
will be back
yeah.
shortly. All
So,
right. Well, that's some beautiful magic from the elements. So
yes,
it's
yes.
it's setting the precipice for our course here. It's setting the premise for our course
Right,
introduction. So we're going to talk about this is an introduction to a longer course that you're teaching.
right.
All of your teachings are magical in the sense that they put us into a vibration with your sound temple, with your music.
Hmm.
You are
Mm-hmm.
channeling beings of light that come through the sounds that you produce. We're going to, again, have a sample of
Mhm.
that. But
Right,
tell
right.
us what's happening here with Practical Magic 101. What is required. And what do you say about it being part of our multidimensionalness?
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. First of all, thank you so much for having me here and including me in your amazing network, your global network of people who are a part of that evolutionary process for the planet right now. Um, I guess the pretext for this is about 5 years ago, I started to receive messages from a spirit guide. His name is Al Thor. And he said, "Greetings, my name is Althor, and I am a wizard of some degree, or what you might call a wizard, in that I work with energy and vibration and color and light towards the evolution of human consciousness." And Althor, over time, has downloaded through me this body of teachings and practices and wisdom that is very much in line with what you say, quantum human. These are evolutionary practices to help us as humans awaken and evolve to our next step in human evolution, and that's Althor's language. These are evolutionary skills, evolutionary practices to help humanity move to this next step of human evolution. And he describes that simply as being a species of humans with awakened hearts. And this is not the anatomical heart we're talking about, but the energy center of the heart. That is the portal into the multidimensional realms, as you say, the mystic realms, into the spiritual realms, the angelic realms. We have many words and much language to describe this. These practices are mostly quite simple, but very strong and powerful. I've had many people who have kind of taken them on and work with them on a daily basis. It just says it's really changed their lives. So this first series that we're offering, so we've started a new program. It's called the Scholarium Mysticum, which is a mystical school that offers these teachings. And the first offering is this Practical Magic 101, Tools to Accelerate Spiritual Evolution. And it will offer teachings in these practices for people who really want to begin to work with these practices on a daily basis to connect into the heart. We are programmed so much to identify from the outside of, oh, are we being good kids? Are we being good students? Are we being good workers? And we got all this programming of who we're supposed to be defined from the culture. And Althor's work is about remembering the encoding, our soul encoding in our heart, so that we can remember who we really are and who we can become, because that evolutionary purpose, our soul purpose, is encoded in our Akashic memory, which is encoded in the heart center. So that's the that's an initial overview of the premise of the practice, which will be offered here through your network. And that's probably a good start. Does that raise questions for you?
Yeah, so I love that it's the evolutionary skills of intuition and energy sensitivity.
Yep,
That really is our multidimensionality. And
yep, very
so
much.
part of the things that we have to do first is clear out the density. And so would you say that the sound that you offer, the sound temple that you offer, is helping to do that, to shift our vibration? How does the sound work in this situation?
Yeah. Um, Several good questions there. Let me kind of work back for just some of your premise. So first of all, the way that this particular program is structured is that we set a foundation first through practice. So with this architecture, and I'm going to move my head because the basic architecture is right there. The beams of light, 6 axes of light that connect that pearl of light in our heart. So we start a practice of working with that geometry. We then set a vision and we work with that Akashic memory of who we are becoming. That foundation sets stability so that the next phase of the work, which will be in 202, Practical Magick 202, that then gets more into the healing work and the ancestral healing work and unwinding that old programming. But Althor has sort of kind of guided me to say, yeah, let's set this foundation. Let's set the vision first, get the foundation of our energy body strengthened. Then we move into the healing work, because as we do that healing work, we need to have something to keep grounding back to. So that's the first piece. The second is about the sound. So, Althor has described it to me that words are very important for humans right now because they talk to our brains. So explaining things, talking about things is helpful, but it doesn't always change. Having conceptual knowledge of certain evolutionary functions or evolutionary capabilities is different than really embodying and manifesting those on the energy and the spiritual level. So the sound transmissions, and I work with Vajrayana, Tibetan Vajrayana practices, as with these beautiful Tibetan bowls. I do like Om Mani Bime Yung Om Mani Bime Yung Om Mani Bime Yung. That's just a little sample that I'll do more with the bowls later. But through those ancient codings of these Vajrayana mantras come these transmissions that help activate our heart centers. Our hearts have been shut down through centuries. We were born, we're born with our hearts open as babies, but then we quickly learn to shut them down because it's like, wow, that world is so weird and horrible out there. I need to shut my heart down. And our ancestors, to survive on Earth, had to shut their hearts down because we've been through what Althor calls an age of darkness that was just horrific with, war and genocide. And it still goes on, but it's diminishing. We're in this time of change now where we can begin to awaken these evolutionary capabilities. So I got a little lost there, but remind me what the question was. What was I talking about? Oh, the sound. We're talking about the sound, the vibration. So the sound provides direct transmission into our energy body of these ancient codes to awaken like the Om Mani Padme Hum. It translates as the jewel in the lotus. And the jewel is that diamond light that is our pure essential nature. The practices of Vajrayana Buddhism are practices to awaken the Vajra light, which is that diamond radiance that is our pure, essential, luminous nature. And the chanting and the bowls, the vibrations of those, yes, they clear the energy body, they do help with the purification process, but they resonate our hearts so that they begin to awaken and remember who we really are.
We can certainly feel that through that small sampling of that beautiful tone. For
Thank you.
me, and I know others listening, that is an activation in itself. It is a remembrance. Is it safe to say that those ancient codes are part of us?
Are they part of, I mean, they're part of
Past
our
life.
mystical memory. They're part of our collective mystical memory. Yeah, that's great. I hadn't thought of it in that way.
Or maybe a part of if we had a past life as a Tibetan, I mean, maybe
Yes.
going on.
As Tibetans, I mean, you know, we went through Easter recently and I did a Christ light transmission. And I just remembered, yeah, I was probably a Christian monk in past lives as much as I was a Tibetan monk. I love singing the Kyrie eleison, you know, those ancient Gregorian chants are also beautiful awakening transmissions of the pure Christ light, not the teachings that the church got so corrupted and distorted, but the pure Christ-like transmission, which is really the same thing. You know, we have all these different names, different cultures have named this pure light in different ways through different teachers. But essentially, from what I've been told, that it is essentially all the same thing, which is that the sacred heart, the pure light in the heart. So.
Beautiful. I love that. And that explains why it resonates so deeply. The vibration actually, we can feel it in the physical body, the physical vessel.
Yeah.
That is just amazing.
Yeah, and many of us, I assume that most of the people who are in your network and listening here did come in with that you were born with the sole mission of doing this healing work, doing this evolutionary work, you know, the star seeds, there are many names for it. But that's why it resonates with us because we need to help each other and work together to come and do this evolutionary raising. You know, I have this great quote here that I found that says, trying to awaken in this time is like swimming upstream. You're going against the current of the collective slumber. But together, you know, it's like the geese in that, creating that vector. We can create the momentum, the collective momentum, the critical mass to keep that evolution happening. Because there is still so much density in the collective consciousness of humanity at this time.
Yes, and that's where I love that quote that you just read, because as we're going against the stream of the collective, it seems that the events that are happening on the planet right now are events that are actually assisting us in waking up further as humanity gets to a point of the craziness, the seemingly craziness that's going on, the lack of respect for human life
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
environment and animals, all life. So would you say that that could be a trigger point for humanity? So I love that as we do this work, the trigger point for humanity, we're also the way showers leading that
Right.
vector.
You know, I would like to believe that.
I hope to believe that.
I believe that there is enough of us here to do the work because that's part of the evolutionary construct. That's part of this much bigger galactic, you know, 20 cycles, time cycles of 27,000 years And we're just, like what, 12 years past 2012 into a 27,000 year cycle. So, yes, we are just really tiny little beams of beginning to awaken and remember and do that work. And I have to say, my spiritual teacher is a Native American woman, and in the teachings of her lineage, humanity has a choice. And we can evolve or die, and we still, that choice has not been entirely made yet. There's good evolution happening, but it may be that if this evolution does not continue on a positive basis to overcome that self-destructive nature, that, yeah, humanity could blow itself up, and the earth will continue to evolve and survive in its own consciousness. But humanity's still, we're still kind of on the edge there. So this work is really, really important, to go in and remember and let go of that old programming. The self-destructiveness that we're seeing in the wars and is also those are manifestations of our own internal self-destructiveness. The addictions and that desire of just not being able to deal with the pain and wanting to numb the pain and wanting to just get off the planet because there's so much pain in it right now. I hear people talk about that a lot. And, we have an antidote for that we're trying to clear that ancestral wounding, those old ancestral patterns of abuse and family abuse and sexual abuse and trauma and just all these horrors that we can heal, but it's not always easy.
Well, that's why those who are watching and listening to programs like this are absolutely doing the work and
Yeah,
leaders for this new time that we're moving into.
yeah.
And we thank everyone for doing that. So a course like this, you've got sessions. These are 4 sessions, and we're going to learn the Diamond Light teachings as part of that. How does this talk a little bit about how this will help us on our journey to really cultivate these gifts and develop these gifts?
Beautiful, beautiful. It's the purpose of practice, whether that's a meditation practice or, practicing the piano, whatever that may be, is to help with ingraining those into our normal everyday consciousness, our awareness. So as we begin to work with these beautiful, simple practices that Althor has taught, and work with those on a daily basis, they become ingrained as part of our normal reality. So making magic normal is part of the work right now, of feeling, yes, my heart is this beautiful radiant orb of light. I am connected through 6 axes of light into quantum consciousness. I have a shield. We work with this energetic shield that is called the heart protector, that helps hold out unwanted energies. So beginning to work with these magical geometric sonic constructs helps us become, oh, yes, I am a magical being. I can remember this. I am sensitive. Oh, I'm feeling what that person is feeling over there. That's not just some weirdness. That's real. I can project love. I can send love and healing to other people. I can listen to the wisdom of my heart. I can listen to my spirit guides. Because when I feel lost and confused of what's going on, here it is. That's what's happening. These are, we call them magic. They're really just normal, and that's the purpose of the work, is to make the magic back into our normal everyday lives.
Yes, I am reminded of the masters of the Far East, the stories of the magic that they created by being in the heart. Jesus
Right?
walked and studied with them as well. This
Yeah.
is this is what we're talking about here too. We call it magic, but when we send love and healing to other people, to other places on the planet, that's incredible. there's
Mm.
an incredible opportunity for us to do that right now
Yep.
with
Yep.
lots of areas on this planet that need it. So it is
Hmm.
all hands on deck, all
Yep.
hands on deck for light workers to now come forward. And and so, this is a question that comes up. Most people watching this can understand how to be in the heart and live in the heart. Explaining that to others might be kind of tricky, and especially family members who they're like, well, you say that
Mm.
I'm not in, that I'm all in my head, but not in my heart. How do I know when I'm in my heart? Or how do I listen to the heart? How
Mm.
do we listen to the heart? Do you have some advice on that? I know we're going to
Mm.
go more of it in the course, but that's a big question that comes up.
Yeah, really important question. So the practice that I use is to feel. So feeling is another key skill that Althor helps us work with. Now, feeling is a funny word. It's like heart. Well, we have the anatomical heart, and then we have this energy center of the heart. We have the heart chakra. Our language doesn't always convey this properly. So feeling, there's tactile feeling, there's emotional feeling, and then there's this new sense of kind of energy feeling, sensing through, this feels good. Ooh, that feels kind of sticky and thick and weird. Um, so feeling is how feeling energy is how the heart perceives. The heart speaks vibrationally. It doesn't speak in words. And I think most people know how their brains loop and they get stuck in their head and how do I get out of this? So what I do is I feel into something. Is it really of the heart? Is the motivation of, like if I'm assessing someone else's energy or actions, is that coming from a place of altruism and a benefit for all beings and from a space of love and compassion? Or is it coming from a place of self-servingness or of wanting to gain political power or wanting to appear in a particular way? So a lot of it is just bringing the hands to the heart and feel, how does this feel? Yeah.
Yes, that's the journey right there.
Hmm.
Attuning to how the heart feels. And
Yep.
that needs no instruction.
Yeah.
That needs no instruction. Thank you. All
It
right.
doesn't need instruction, but we do need to support each other and affirm with each other that these things are real.
Yes.
And that's part of also working with this group is that we're going to begin to create a support group for people who, yeah, when we all fall out, when we have bad days, when we forget, or when our parents re-trigger all our old programming, it's like we have this group that can help us bring us back into our hearts, into that truth, into that wisdom. And I keep looking at that beautiful green background. It's just I'm feeling the lushness of the plants. And just that's another whole is we share this planet with other animals and plants and we've commercialized them and commoditized them and we eat them and we crush them and we produce them and but looking at that amazing life, feeling the life force that's in those plants, even though it's probably a projection, I can still feel it. They're beautiful. So,
Yes. I'm getting goosebumps and I love going out into nature and capturing shots like this and
mm,
using it as a Zoom backdrop. I think that's what we should all do as we represent our energy because it is helping us radiate this energy. And so I want to say the same thing about your space that you're in. That as
mm,
well radiates this beautiful energy and it actually serves to open our hearts. It's that diamond
mm,
light that we can feel from
mm.
your space right there.
Well, thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you. Yeah.
So, okay. I love that you've got the supportive group because from that group, the sharings that come from the group and the support that come from the group help validate what each is feeling as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, very much
Or
so.
it helps for those who may think that they can't feel anything or nothing's happening for them to listen to what others experience actually helps
Right.
hone what we're feeling and experiencing within ourselves. So that's great. Now, another question I have is the imagination. So, what's the imagination? Because that's part of the magic as well.
Hmm.
But yet, listening to our spirit guides,
Mm.
how do we know if our spirit guides are really from that rich divine source or not just from the astral realm? And so, how do we listen to the spirit guides and know and trust that that's solid information, not just our imagination, or maybe it is our imagination?
Mm. You know, that it falls into this illusion of separation, that somehow we are separate. Brain consciousness is separate, but we can, as we dissolve that illusion of separation and realizing that our consciousness is part of this larger consciousness, that we all share this same weird programming, and we can tap into this heart wisdom, but it's always there. Actually, we always have that little voice going, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. What's going on here? That's actually part of your wisdom guidance and part of your intuitive self. And begin to listen to that more is, yeah, that's, it's just learning to trust that. So imagination, you know, the divine imagination is the creator. That's what envisions, that's what has created all this. And, you know, the seeds of evolution that have happened, even scientific evolution, those are all seed concepts that get dropped into people's consciousness to help with medical evolution, scientific evolution, social evolution. These are all part, and they're all helping us grow and develop. So the divine imagination is the source of all being, and we are that. We are part of that. We are not separate from it. So, you know, Beethoven, you know, like Beethoven's imagination. Oh my God, where did that music come from? Where did Bach's music come from? You know, where did Led Zeppelin's music come from? It's all the divine transmission. You know, a lot comes through the music. A lot is reflected in the music. You can see, you can observe, hear the evolution of consciousness through the evolution of music, particularly. I mean, I'm a Western musician, so I hear that through Western music. But that's, yeah, we're all in that together.
Yes, we're all in it together. And so let the imagination be free and
Hmm.
honor and trust what we receive, right?
Yep.
Would you say that before the brain has a chance to discredit it, take what we're getting when we hear that from our guides, from our intuition,
Yep.
take what we're getting and honor that. And I would say from my experience as well is that when I do get intuitive hits and I override them, that life
Mm.
getting that life experience of overriding them is a lesson in itself when we can
Yep.
look back and say, oops, I overrode my intuition.
Yep.
But that right then builds that trust as well, so that we can listen to that a little bit more closely. So this course that you're offering is one that tunes people in a little bit more finely than having them go through these experiences of mistakes, trial and error, let's say.
Mm.
And you were saying that this is Althor's teachings, and every day we're going to be learning visualizations, chanting, meditations, and really these are the tools of magic. Can you share
Mm.
more about what will transpire in each of these 4 2-hour sessions?
Mm. Um, Well, part of it is working with practice. So I lived in a spiritual community for 7 years. We would wake up every morning and we would do a meditation practice. And then at 5 o'clock, we would again do a meditation practice. And then there was sometimes a late night meditation practice as well. By doing that practice, we were ingraining those energy structures into our consciousness, opening to receive and being in that geometric construct. So that's part of it, is doing these practices on a regular basis, getting them in. There's a movement practice. So there are visualization practices, which are working with the imagination, that we visualize these architectures in our own energy body that begins to ground them in. There's a movement practice that's kind of like Qigong, that also envelops these 6 axes of light into the heart center. So that image there, again, the orb of light is the heart center, right in the center of the chest. And then there's 6 axes of light: earth, sky, 4 directions, constructs we all know very well from Native American and other spiritual traditions, the cross. But this is an architecture that connects our hearts into that grid work. The double pyramids are a more advanced practice. We will work with those. That's part of the heart protector construct. So we'll be grounding in that practice. Also, we will be doing visioning. So you were talking before about imagination. So we go into and we listen to the Akashic, which is that soul memory that is encoded in the heart, and say, who can I become? Who will I be in 5 years, in 10 years, in 15 years? And how is that aligned with my soul mission? What will I look like? What will I feel like? Who will I be? Who will be around me? And we visualize that. And this imprint becomes a coding of our conscious brain mind, beginning to tell our energy field what we want to attract, through that law of attraction. This is what I want to magnetize and manifest in my life, of, getting away from the fear of I don't have enough money, I've got to sacrifice everything to make money, into, oh, I can manifest abundance. I can manifest my purpose. I can manifest the resources that I need to fulfill my soul purpose, and begin on that path through the magnetization of the practice. Those are the core foundations of the work. We'll also do some work on telepathic communication. Intuitive development is, again, affirming collectively of how do I hear, here's a very simple practice, automatic writing, to ask my guides how things work. Let me just see if I've got more here. The group sharing will be very important, because I don't know everything. Althor, Althor probably knows everything. But I don't, this isn't about me telling people what is real and true. This is about the wisdom of the circle sharing what we are collectively beginning to unravel and reveal as this new awareness and truth. So there'll be a lot of sharing of people's own wisdom and experience.
That is wonderful. And again, as we spoke of, that is really helpful for the rest of the group. And it really helps confirm what everyone is experiencing. I love this. I think that this is a required course for all light workers, because the telepathy, the telepathic skills, the visioning, we've heard how powerful that is. And maybe some are not so familiar with that. Visualization is different. The visioning is really expanding your field of view in the future, and it's making a timeless connection. And that's part of the magic that you're speaking of, is that it will almost become effortless then when we hold that vision. Is it almost like we're impressing on the subconscious mind what it is that we want? What's going on there? Is it aligning things in the future just by us visioning it. We're able to see things align and arrive in our field according to that vision. So then there's no pushing or
Mm.
pulling, is there? That's really
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah. I mean, the visualization is part of it. It also takes perspiration, as my teacher used to say. There's work involved. Sometimes it's going out and, yeah, making things happen. Um, and it is pushing against the old programming. And there can be struggle there. So it's not, I'm a little concerned. It's just easy to think into reality
Right.
because there is this place. But it's also this cycle of you receive the vision of who you can become, and then you plant that seed to begin to manifest and magnetize it. And that it's, as we were saying before, it's not like it's separate and different. It's all the who we are becoming is being revealed, and to some degree is already in your heart, wisdom, soul, purpose. That is kind of manifest destiny, although that's a funny phrase. But it's doing that work to remind ourselves and support ourselves that this is who we really are. We are these luminous souls incarnate on earth. And we can help expand that through love and compassion. I was also reminded just a little bit there that another important piece of this is remembering how we each connect with the sacred, with those multidimensional realms, and that we can do that. And there's a bit about ceremony. So, what is ceremony? Ceremony is creating the space to intentionally connect with that multidimensional angelic presence, with the universal, with those beautiful green plants behind you there. When we're in ceremony, we are connecting with all of that. When we drop into the heart protector and the heart circuit, we are connecting with all of that and coming into this holy union of quantum beingness.
This is exciting for us. We're really looking forward to this course to go into these teachings even deeper. I love it. We're going to have 8 hours with you, four
Mm.
sessions of 2 hours each. That's really incredible. I love the movement as well, because that is actually moving energy, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, getting that ball of energy moving around, and then we weave that heart circuit with our hands, sending energy, connecting into quantum consciousness. Yeah.
Ooh, okay. I know many are looking forward to this. And so
Great.
scroll down right here on this webpage and you're going to see the details for all of that. Things are recorded. So if people can't join live, you can watch the
Yep.
recording. You're
Great.
always part of that sacred vessel, but go ahead and try to make it live as well, if you can, for that group support, for your interaction. That's a beautiful opportunity.
Yep.
And so, Paul, you mentioned that there will be sound with the ancient codes in each of
Mm.
these. So let's take this moment now and do a mini sound temple. That would be
Okay, beautiful. I just wanted to say one other thing, which is the options of, attending live video, watching the recordings. If you happen to be in the Boulder, Longmont, Colorado area, there will also be a group of people live here at Double Rainbow Ranch. So you can
nice.
register, through the link that you've got there, but you can contact me about attending live in the space here because I'm pretty sure there will be a group doing that. So
That is wonderful. So we do have some Colorado people from the Longmont area, Boulder, all
yeah,
of that, Denver.
great,
And that's actually part of how I discovered your work.
right?
I would ride my bicycle by the Double Rainbow Ranch and look at, there
Ah,
you are.
yeah,
Wonderful. Okay, so join in live if you can. And if
yep,
Virtual on Zoom is just as beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Cool.
All right. Give me a minute to transition up to the bowl space there, and then we will have a little sound transmission. All right, I am back now. All plugged in here. So I'm going to work with the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum. It's probably the best known of the Vajrayana mantras. And as I was saying before, the sound of this and it helps awaken. So the jewel in the lotus is that within this lotus flower is that radiant beam. And that's sort of representative of how our hearts have become protected. And as we chant the mantra, that lotus flower opens, and this beautiful radiant diamond light that is our pure essential nature becomes open and manifest. So I will invite you to, you can actually, let me see, I've got my little teaching tool here, to envision your heart as a beautiful orb of light, also like this one above my head, glowing, full of beautiful, infinite diamond radiance. And you can close your eyes and bring your hands to your heart, feeling into your beautiful heart essence. I am the jewel in the lotus. I am the light in the dark. I am the pure, shining essence. I am the bright, shining spark. I am the seed of love's wisdom. I am the blossom of the flower. I am the jewel in the lotus. And now is my hour. And now is my hour. Coming back to your breath and to that beautiful orb of light, the pearl of light we call it, in the center of your chest, that is your heart light, your pure, luminous, indestructible Vajra nature. So thank you, Lauren. Beautiful, beautiful. I love dancing with your wisdom and your evolutionary work as well in the world. So it is good.
I absolutely am taken to a higher realm. My
Mm,
heart center is fully open every time I hear the beautiful chanting, the ancient codes through your voice,
mm,
the bowls, the music that you produce. It
mm.
truly is a sound temple.
Oh,
And
thank you.
wow. And so thank you for that magic that you offered us
Mm,
today. Every time I listen to your sound temples, I'm just so in love with that vibration and the feeling.
mm,
It really
thank you.
is reminding me of it reminds me of my past. Yes.
Mm,
And I know
mm,
I'm not alone. I know others experiencing this know exactly what I'm talking about, the
mm,
memory of their soul. I
mm,
can see why these are ancient codes.
mm,
And I can see how it attunes us to feeling into our heart on such a deep level.
mm,
Oh, thank you for this. This
mm,
has been wonderful.
thank
Again,
you.
not only can people register for this course, 4 sessions with you, but there's also the whole library of all the sound temples
Right, right.
that you've done, that they're so amazing. And this is just a small few moments.
Mm,
But can we imagine where we're carried on a full
mm.
event with you? Wow. I want to thank you for your consistency in offering these events for our planet. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. And again, I thank you for all the work you're doing to help connect people and bring these and many other wisdom teachings and reminders and evolutionary tools into our quantum evolution, our quantum consciousness, our awakening as humanity. So,
Thank you. So as we say goodbye, Paul, are there any final thoughts you would like to say for those seeking this information?
hmm. You know, your truth, your wisdom is in your heart. So ask your heart, is this something that is beneficial for me being you? um, is it beneficial for my evolution? Is it beneficial for your manifesting your soul purpose and walking your medicine path on the earth in this lifetime? So,
A valuable skill, and also the way we bring in new earth, one
oh,
heart active at a time.
yeah.
Thank you, Paul.
All right. Thank you. Namaste. Many blessings to everyone. So happy to have been together with us in this time. So,
Awesome. Thank you. Again, if you are loving what you've heard today and you're excited about it, please join Paul for this beautiful series. And of course, you can also access his sound healing temples individually or as a bundle. It's quite a library of beautiful, beautiful vibrations. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Paul. This has been a presentation of New Earth One Network, your home for New Earth living. Access information, education, and videos on living from the heart in unity consciousness. Visit newearth1.com.